Greetings, salutations, happy Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026. Welcome to Backstage, the daily show for entrepreneurs, founders, visionaries, and builders who are ready to stop waiting in the wings and let their stories power their growth. I'm so happy you're joining me on this Mittwoch. And I've got my coffee here. I've had a couple of eggs, a little avocado, and I'm feeling pretty rested this morning. So I'm going to be grateful for all of those things. I want to talk about purpose today and the role of intention over format, because it can be so distracting. Okay, if you go on any of the social media platforms, you're going to run across someone named Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary Vee, who has become extremely wealthy and well known for his, well, he started in the wine business and he was an early adopter of social media, putting out content and selling a lot of wine. And then now he's become kind of a how to market on social media guru. And mind you, a lot of what he says, I listen to, I pay attention to, but there's a big problem with it, in my view, for the average solopreneur, or, you're a founder and you're kind of, you're reaching a certain point, but the idea that you need to be posting on all the platforms 6, 10, 12, 15 times a day, I don't think makes a whole lot of sense. And here's why. Now I'm going to tell you a completely different story. Do you remember Quibi or Quibi? Quibi. Yeah, me neither. Except I remembered it this morning and I thought, what a perfect example. So Quibi, it was Q-U-I-B-I. Quibi? Maybe it was Quibi. I don't know how they pronounced it. It was a company founded by Jeff Katzenberg, Hollywood titan Jeff Katzenberg, and HP CEO Meg Whitman. Okay, former eBay and HP executive Meg Whitman. Okay, these are titans in it's like Silicon Valley meets Hollywood, right? And they literally met and put together a company, and they funded it with $1.75 billion. It charged $4.99 a month with ads or $7.99 without them for short form content. I mean, like 10-minute and under content. They were pitching it as Hollywood quality short form content, only available on your phone. And it was meant to, I'm not kidding you, fill the unfilled gaps in your day. So you're sitting around, you're in the grocery store standing in line, you're supposed to open your phone and watch a Hollywood produced movie, essentially, a story. Now, people are looking at TikTok, they're looking at Instagram, Reels. I mean, these are like usually, very short, and they're flipping with their thumb up. So anyway, the point is, Quibi launches with the biggest names in Silicon Valley and Hollywood. I mean, you can't get much bigger than those two. And $1.75 billion. And do you remember how long it lasted? That's right. It was a whole 6 months. So I asked ChatGPT on very high thinking mode to summarize all of the published reasons, like data backed, like there was writing about it, give me some evidence here of the best supported reasons it failed. And it lists off a bunch. It was, the central customer proposition was not compelling enough. Asking consumers to pay for short form video while YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and other platforms offered abundant short form content for free. I mean, that's kind of duh. It was restrictive. People like watching things on their television as well. They only had it available on the phone. Trial users weren't converting. The pandemic hit, and then people had a whole bunch more time. So super short form wasn't really interesting because people were at home. But I think what's missing here, and when I remember when Quibi, I think it was Quibi, when it was coming out. And I remember thinking, what? It's format first, purpose and story second, right? We're going to deliver you. If you have a wonder drug with an amazing story and you tell me I have a new delivery system for it, okay, I'll listen to you. So, if you have a drug that I have to take, that I have to stick a needle in my leg, and I already know what it does, I know its side effects, I know that the net benefit of it is great, and you say, guess what? I have a version that doesn't require a needle going in your leg. I'll give you a pill form. Now, that's when the format actually matters. The style of delivery matters. But if I'm not sold on the drug and that I even need it or am interested in it, I don't care what format you sell me on. It doesn't matter. So a lot of the talk, okay, are you following me here? A lot of the talk about should you be on TikTok or not misses the whole point for most of us out there, which is, what's your story? What's your purpose? What is your intention? The format, the delivery is fungible to some degree. If you know the tighter you know your reason and you're able to communicate that, I think it's just my belief that then you can put it out, and then short form can become a feeder for your longer form storytelling. But short form is like, as my friend likes to say, tissue box, posts. You use them, blow your nose, you throw them away. They don't build loyalty. They build they get you immediate attention, but there's so much of it out there. And that's why short form is very hard to even monetize financially. Is it useful? Yes. But let us not be distracted by the calls to feed the content machine until and unless we have our purpose and our intention so baked that, that we've been able to attract other people. So someone like Meg Whitman and Jeff Katzenberg, they got a lot of attention because of their status, who they were. I believe that it's very hard to imagine with Quibi or Quibi. Honestly, I don't know how they pronounced it. That's how forgettable it was. I don't believe they would have raised anywhere near that amount of money had it not been the people who did it. And, I just think that the format first and then the whole reason, I didn't even know who they were going after. And frankly, it does seem absurd at this point to think that you would want to fill absolutely every gap of your day with mindless, entertainment. For some people, that's the case, but I think we're seeing more and more that's a less satisfying thing. So what my message is for today is, if you feel this pressure because you're looking at social media and I should be posting 12 times a day or whatever. Sure, if you want to put out tissue that people will blow their nose with, and very few people in the beginning, and throw away and then move on to the next bright, shiny object, go ahead. But I think burnout is in your very near future. And you may need a bunch of tissues yourself to clean up the tears from all of the emotional strain. So let us all work on our own stories, being more and more clear about who we're helping, why we're helping them, how we got here, why it's relevant, why it's important, what we can derive, what meaning we give to things, and find the method that helps you get that out of you. If it's writing essays, if it's creating a Substack and just writing on there and not even worrying about the audience, just writing. If it's joining a writing group. By the way, I know a couple of excellent writing groups now that if you're interested in, send me a DM and I'll let you know what those are. So writing is great. I use podcasting to some degree and writing to do this. But joining groups, writing is always a part of it. Reading is always a part of it to me. You got to read. You really need to read. Find books, and they don't have to be on topic. They can be fantasy books, but they just get your mind in a more creative space. You'll put ideas together. But let us not go the way of Quibi and be distracted by format and big names. Let's go with meaning and sustainable practices. And I think in the long run, our gardens will be much more fruitful. They will help more people, and they will feed us much better. That's my message for today. I'm so glad that you're listening. I hope that was helpful. If it was, give me a shout, share it with a friend or colleague, someone building something that needs a little daily dose of verbal vitamins. And thanks as always for listening. So as usual, be good to yourself and others, and we will check back again with you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.